your player needs to invest in a journal. Number one, keep track of their goals. So many times it's really easy to be able to write down goals, maybe put them on a document, type them up in a document, maybe be able to put them on your wall, print them out, put them on the wall, write them down, and then you end up losing that notebook. I had one player who actually, I told them to write down their goals, and he wrote it down, put it in his wallet, ended up losing his wallet. What's the point of writing down your goals if you're going to lose it, or if it's not going to be somewhere that you can really see and then come back to? Putting it in a journal means that you have them, and you can be able to say, again, with our program, we have players who have it in their notebooks, and we also have it online in a form, so they can be able to keep track, and they can be able to say, okay, after this month, wow, this is what I was able to achieve. These are the goals that I have. This is what I was able to achieve. Okay, this is what I want to work on moving into next month. And if you have big long-term goals, these are those smaller short-term goals are what keeps you on track. But again, you need to have them in a place where you can see them. So you invest in a journal, one, to be able to have your goals in one singular place that you can be able to come back to, review them, and keep you on track and keep you motivated when you inevitably is going to start getting bogged down. So number one, that's why you have that goal. Number two, you use it to keep track of your mindset. It's so important to be able to kind of see where you are. I talked about this last week's episode. If you didn't check out that episode, make sure you check that one out about the 5 good habits your player can have, and make sure you like and subscribe and hit that notification bell about staying informed when I drop a new episode. But make sure you keep track of your mindset by just, giving a breakdown of how your week went, and how well you did at the game, how well you did at practice, or maybe you didn't do it well at practice or in the game. These are the things to kind of be able to say, okay, I did well. Okay, let me keep this moving forward. I didn't do as well. Okay, let me make sure I let that go. I release that and I move forward, and I move beyond making those same sort of mistakes, or even holding on and dwelling on those past mistakes. Number two is to be able to keep track of the mindset. Number three is to keep track of your day-to-day habits. So did you get up and, get your run in? Did you get up and get your lift in? Did you do your plyos? Did you do your technical work? Did you do your tactical homework? Whatever it is that your day-to-day habit is, having a journal can keep you on track. I liked it. One of the things that my mentor was able to kind of stress to me was making sure, like, what did you do to be able to invest and help others today? And I love that, because again, it kind of gets you out of your own head and understanding that, this is a community and you're trying to be able to help and give back to others. And I think that's one of the things that you can think of in your day-to-day habit. Again, how did I help others today? How did I invest in other people today? Number four is saying it will help you just to even break down what you do even further. So again, maybe before it was just keeping track of it and saying, yes, I got my run in. Yes, I got my lifting in. Yes, I did this, I did that. You can even go further with that. You can have your session planner. You can break down, okay, I have an hour. First 10 minutes is warm up. Next 10 minutes is juggling. Next 10 minutes is ball mastery. The next 25 minutes, I'm working on crosses. I'm working on my shooting technique, and then the last 5 minutes, we're working on just getting a nice cool down, or getting more fitness in, or whatever it is. And that's my hour breakdown of my session. That can keep you on track and saying, this is what I did on Monday. This is what I did on Tuesday. This is what I did on Wednesday. Same thing with nutrition. I am not a nutritionist. I'm not saying or advocating for people to keep track of their calories or anything like that. I think that's just a dangerous slope for a lot of people. But what I am advocating is, being able to make sure that you're eating meals and writing down that, okay, this is, I made sure I ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you are able to invest in a nutritionist or registered dietitian, working with them to make sure you're getting all the nutrients you need is something so, so important. So I think, again, you can have that journal for that when you're able to work in conjunction with somebody. And then finally, same thing with the lifting, right? What are you, keeping track of your lift can really help you stay motivated. If you just kind of go to the gym and you're always randomly doing something, you're always just seeing if you can lift more and more weight and not having a plan with it to slowly build up, you're not going to be as successful with somebody who is keeping track of where they're failing, keeping track of, okay, what they need to improve on, get into the nitty gritty of it. So again, you use your journal to be able to, number one, to have a session plan, nutrition, and lifting. The last reason that you can invest in a journal is helping with tracking your games. You can have your own self-game evaluation. One of the things that I loved in college is before a game, we would have our goals that we wanted to achieve in front for the game. And so if it was to score a goal or to have an assist, I was a defender, so making sure I limited the number of shots that other team got, and I try to connect 95% of my passes. Having those goals before a game gave me something to shoot for that would help me to win the game. Obviously, the main goal is winning, but if I did those things, those would help us enable us to win. And then after the game, being able to come back and say, okay, this is what I wasn't able to reach this goal, or I did reach this goal. I did limit the number of shots that we gave up in our 18, or I did limit the crosses. I did connect 95% of my passes. Having that ability to come back and say, okay, this is what I did well, this is where I can improve, that helps with the consistency of it. That helps with you being able to just to track your performance over a period of time. Instead of saying, well, I'm a really good player, you can also be able to say, okay, this is why I'm a really good player. Or you can say, maybe I'm not as good as I think I am, and this is what I need to continue to keep working on and improving. Those are the reasons I would say invest in a journal. Again, number one, to keep track of your goals. Number two, to be able to keep track of your mindset and your mentality and your emotions. Number three, just to keep track of your day-to-day habits, making sure that you're doing what you need to do on a daily basis. Number four, that you invest is to be able to keep track of your sessions and your nutrition and the lifting. Then number five, you can be able to use it as a game day tracker. So those are the reasons that I would invest in a soccer journal. Those are reasons I would invest in journals, but those reasons would be the reasons that you can really help your player take a next step in their game. Let me know if you agree.